Here we are. So this is where we have to choose which criminal career path we want to follow. So let's go ahead and take a look at each one of these. We're going to start off with the executive. Remember, the goal is to start with as close as you can to $1 million, because with $1 million, that only leaves us, a little more than $1 million to be able to buy the Kasaka submarine. That's the best money earning way in the game, is to do the Cayo Perico heist, and that we're going to need $2.2 million to get that sub. So we want to be as close to that 2.2 as we can. So if we're going to buy an office building, let's go ahead and go with the Maze Bank. Maze Bank Gun Locker, Maze Bank plus the accommodation, that's the one we want to go with. Let's go to warehouse, so we have to pick a special cargo warehouse. I recommend getting the cheapest one. It's all the way down here. It's convenience store lockup. It's only $250,000, and you can tell by the location that it's going to be really close to terminal, which is where you're going to have to do your export mixed goods missions at. So let's go ahead and select that one. Now you have to pick a vehicle. My recommendation to pick up is going to be right down here. The Hakuchu drag, sorry, I'm butchering that, Hakuchu drag. This is going to give you the opportunity to do your HSW time trials, which will win you $250,000. So go ahead and select that. Now we want to look at getting weapons. So what I would recommend, and this is up to you, I would recommend getting the rocket launcher here, the homing launcher. That's going to be $75,000. And then you're definitely going to want to pick up the marksman rifle. Let's go ahead and select that. And then I would move down here to the bullpup rifle. Select that. And then we need something to use inside of the cars, so we're going to go ahead and get the machine pistol. And if you want to, you can spend $5,000 on the proximity mines. You can spend $5,000 to get yourself some pipe bombs. And then I would recommend grabbing the Hawk and little pistol here, because when we get into the game, we can go ahead and throw a silencer on that. If we go to summary, that's going to leave us $853,600. I think that's really close given the choices that we did. If we wanted to go back in here and get rid of the homing launcher, and let's go ahead and get rid of the proximity mines, get rid of the pipe bombs, and then we can go over to summary. And we're going to start with $938,000. That's what I think is probably the best option for you to go with. Let's back out of this. All right, let's take a look at the Gunrunner now. Okay, so there's going to be a bunch of different choices for the bunkers. My recommendation is going to be right here with the Chumash bunker. Now you have to do an upgrade, so you have to pick out one of these packages. So right here, we're just going to go ahead and pick pack A. Pick pack A. Say that 5 times fast. Now for the vehicle, let's just get the cheapest one. Let's do the Vapid Bobcat. So let's select that and then go to our weapons. Now I'm going to choose basically the same thing as what I did in the executive one. I would recommend the homing launcher. I would recommend the marksman rifle. You can get the bullpup if you want. I like the carbine for just a couple $100 more, so go ahead and get that one. And then come down here and get the little mini SMG. This is actually a better weapon, I think, than the machine pistols. Go ahead and get that one. And truthfully, you don't really need anything else out of this. It'd be nice to have the pistol here, so if you want to go ahead and get a pistol, go ahead and grab that. That way you can put a silencer on it. So if we come over to summary, it's going to leave you just under $800,000. So this is about as cheap as what you want to go. You can go cheaper with some of the other bunker packages, but this is the one that I would recommend going with. Okay, so let's go ahead and back out of this one. And now we're going to take a look at the nightclub owner. So this is a pretty good choice right here. Let's jump into this one. Now, the 2 locations I would recommend is I would go with the downtown Vinewood, or you can come over to Mission Row. Mission Row would be a great one as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and stick with what I know and what I love, and that's going to be the Downtown Vinewood nightclub. Now, to come over to the upgrades, just pick the cheapest one here, okay? So just go with the Omega and move over into the vehicles. For this one here, what we can do is we can go with the Vapid Speedo Custom right here. It's $0. And then I would look at going with the Hikachu Drag again right here. This way you can go ahead and do your time trials, and that's your HSW time trials. Go ahead and select this. Now for weapons, this one's pretty simple, honestly. So let's get yourself the marksman rifle. And then we'll come right over here and grab the special carbine again. And for your drive-bys to be able to use inside of the vehicle, grab the machine pistol. I wouldn't worry about getting anything else, no proximity mines. You just don't need any of this to start off with. So if you come over here to the summary, $754,000. Now, if we come back here to the nightclubs, why don't we just go ahead and select Mission Row, come back over here to summary, and there you go, $984,000. If you want to do the nightclub one, this is the best way to go right here. So let's go ahead and back out of this. Now, I would never do the biker business, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it anyway, just for those of you that might want to get into the biker business. So here you have the different clubhouses to choose from. What I would recommend doing out of all of these is come back over here to the Downtown Vinewood and then go ahead and get this one with the upgrades on it. Okay, that gives you the custom bike shop, which you desperately need. Gun locker is, whatever. So go ahead and get this one here. It's going to cost you $1.322 million. Now you get to choose which business you want. My recommendation to try and keep you as close to $1 million as possible is to grab this one right here, the Sanchiansky Wheat Farm. So go ahead and grab that. Come over to your vehicles. Again, just like some of the others, I recommend getting the Hikachu Drag. And then come down to your weapons. And we're going to do exactly what we did with the nightclub and the others. We're going to grab our marksman rifle. You're going to come down here and grab your special carbine. And then you're going to grab your mini SMG right here. And that's going to take you over here and give you $947,000 to remain with. So back out of here. Now that we know what each career path was going to cost us, let's take a look at how much each one of them will actually earn us. So starting with the executive career path, there are two sides to this business. You've got a passive side and you've got an active side. Well, partially active anyway. The active side is called the exporting mixed goods. This is going to pay $50,000 every 48 minutes, or $62,000, $62,500 every 60 minutes, if you're looking at a per hour number. So if you break that $62,500 down, what it's really earning you is $1,041 per minute. So not bad for about 5 minutes of real work. Now, let's take a look at the passive side of the business, and that is going to be called special cargo. So with the special cargo, you can pay your staff to source the crates every 48 minutes, and this will cost you $7,500 each time. On average, it's going to take about 10 source missions to fill up your 16 crate warehouse. And that can also be done every 48 minutes, like I said. So this means at 10 sources per crate, it's going to take you about 480 minutes, or approximately 8 hours, to fill up that 16 crate warehouse. And that's going to cost you a total of $75,000 on average. Now, you can take that 16 crate warehouse, and in a private lobby, you can sell that for $244,000. Now, take the $75,000 it cost you to get that crate warehouse full, and you're left with $169,000. So if you take that $169,000 and you divide it by the 8 hours it took to fill it up, what you're looking at is $21,125 per hour, or, broken down even more, $352 per minute. So you add that $352 per minute to your $1,041 per minute from the mixed goods, and you have a total of $1,393 per minute. So looking at what the executive CEO office career path will earn you, broken down on an average, you're looking at just under $1,400 of income, of profit, per minute. Moving on to the Gunrunner career path. Just like the executive career path, there's going to be an active and a passive side to this business. The active, or partially active side, is selling off the excess weapon parts. This can be done every 48 minutes, and it's going to pay you $50,000. Every hour, this is going to equal $62,500, or $1,041 per minute. So not too bad for about 5 minutes of real work. The passive side of this business is going to be your weapons manufacturing. So how this works is you pay $75,000 for your supplies, and that fills up one supply bar. It's going to take about 140 minutes to fill up the stock bar, and when that stock bar is full, it's going to sell for $210,000 in a private lobby if sold to Los Santos. So you take that $210,000 and you subtract the $75,000 it cost you to buy the supplies, and that leaves you with $135,000. Now, take that $135,000 and divide it by 140 minutes, and you're left with $964 per minute of profit. So, if you add that to the $1,041 you made from selling off the excess weapon parts, that's going to equal $2,005 per minute of profit. So Gunrunner is actually not that bad of a business to take a look at if you're considering this as your career path. Now, moving on to the nightclub. The nightclub is going to be the most straightforward of all the career paths. It is 100% passive to start with, and the money that you earn from it is very, very basic. What you're looking at is every 48 minutes, at full popularity, your wall safe is going to generate $50,000. Now, to keep that popularity bar up, every 48 minutes you're going to have to come in and either throw out a troublemaker, or you're going to have to drive a VIP either to their home or to a hospital. That right there is going to pay you about $10,000 to $12,000. So if you were going to break this down on a per minute basis, you're going to be earning $1,208 per minute. So nightclub is pretty straightforward. Like I said, if you're considering this path, that's what you're looking at. Alrighty, last but certainly not least is going to be the biker career path. What if I told you this business earns more than double of its nearest competitor? So that's right, 100% true, and I'm going to show you how. Firstly, you're going to have to go into this career path knowing that it is a grind. And I say by grind, it's probably 85% grind, 10% kind of grindy, and you got 5% of it that's going to be passive income for you. So speaking of passive, let's go ahead and start off with breaking down what the passive income is going to make you. We're going to call that the green stuff. So working through the numbers there, it's going to take you 2 resupply missions to maximize your product level. That's going to equal $150,000, and it's going to generate $210,000 worth of product. However, if you sell that to whichever place is going to be farther away from you, whether it's Blaine County or Los Santos, depending on where you've put your green stuff place at, you're going to earn yourself an additional 50% for making that sale. What that means is, your sale value for your product is going to jump up to $315,000. But here's the rub. It takes you 2 hours and 45 minutes to use up one full resupply. What that means is it's going to take you 5.5 hours to accumulate that $315,000 worth of product. So if we subtract $150,000 for all of the supplies, that's going to leave you with $165,000 of profit. If you divide that by 330 minutes, which is what it took you to accumulate the $315,000, you're going to be left with an earning of $500 of profit per minute. Now, moving on to the semi-grindy part of the business, you're going to have your custom bike shop and you're going to have your bar supplies. The bar supply missions are going to pay you about $10,000, and that's going to be every 48 minutes. What that does is it fills up your bar, gains you popularity, just like the nightclub, and it earns you a passive $5,000 that you can collect every 48 minutes. So if we break that down on a per minute basis, you're looking at earning $15,000 for every 48 minutes. That's going to equal about $18,750 an hour, or $312 per minute. So that's the bar supply mission. Now, I know what you're thinking. You said this business is going to earn you more than double of any of the other businesses, but wait, the numbers are garbage. I get that. Stick with me here. It's about to get worse. It's about to get better. Let's talk about your customer bike shop. So every 48 minutes, a customer is going to come over and they're going to drop off a motorcycle for you to go ahead and customize. For your trouble, you're going to get paid about $50,000 if you don't damage the bike on the way to the customer for delivering this bike. What it's going to do is per hour, on a per hour basis, you're going to earn about $62,500. Broken down per minute, that equals $1,041 per minute. So that's a little bit better. We're trending in the right direction here. Now let's move on to the big money part of the motorcycle biker business. This is going to be the motorcycle club contracts. There's one in particular that you can do over and over and over again, and it earns you the most money and the fastest. What this mission is called, what this contract is called, is the Life and Death Bikes contract. This contract is going to pay you an average of $39,000 every time you complete it, if you own the custom bike shop, and if you decide to keep the bike when Malk calls you and gives you the choice whether or not to keep it. This mission, I'm going to say, takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. Those of us that have oppressors and things like that can do it a little faster than what you will as a new player. But we're going to say that a newer player can do this in about 7 to 8 minutes. So if you can do this in about 7 to 8 minutes, you're going to be able to earn yourself $273,000 or $5,460 per minute. You got to factor in, it's going to cost you about 5 minutes for a bar resupply mission and right around 5 minutes to deliver a customer's bike. So you really only have about 50 minutes every single hour to grind out this contract. So if you can do them about every 7 to 8 minutes, that's going to give you approximately 7 contracts in 50 minutes. Thusly, $273,000 in 50 minutes. So that's pretty freaking amazing, right? Well, let's tally all of this together. Alright, so you're making $500 per minute for your green stuff. Then you're going to be earning about $312 per minute for your bar supplies. Now, the customer bikes are going to earn you $1,041 on a per minute basis. And like we just figured out, your life and death bike contracts are going to pay you $5,460 per minute. Now, all of that together is going to give you a whopping $7,313 of profit per every minute that you're in the game. $7,300 per minute. The next best one to that is the bunker business, and that's only earning you $2,000 a minute. Oh, that's pretty incredible. Like I said, you wouldn't believe me in the beginning of the video until you look at all the numbers. Now, you can do what you want with all of this information I gave you today, but just bear in mind, you do not have time to do anything else in the game. There's no Cluck and Bell raids. There's no Cayo Perico heist. There's no Oscar Guzman contract mission or heist or raid or whatever you want to call that thing. So hopefully everybody learned something in this video. So if you could, please hit that like button. It does take a lot of time to put these videos together for you. And if you did like the video at all, if you found anything helpful or useful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more of the videos I'm going to put out in the future. Alright, bye-bye everybody.